Hello, FPL managers. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Today we are going to talk about my Gameweek 1 team selection. As we all know, the deadline is tomorrow, Friday, as Arsenal and Crystal Palace kick off the new season. So the first player in goal, I'm going to go with Ederson. This year we are having an early wild card, so I have decided to go with Ederson because that Man City defense is just too good, and the first 10 fixtures for Ederson are also really good. So the upside of selecting Ederson and the 4.5 million goalkeepers, if you put it on a weighing scale, I think Ederson will score more points than most of the 4.5 million goalkeepers. And since we have an early wild card, you can just always swap Ederson for a 4.5 goalkeeper who will be performing at that point. The next player on our team is Rhys James. So Rhys James scored 5 goals last season and had 9 assists. So I think Rhys James will be a good pick this season with Chelsea strengthening their defense. If Rhys James can keep fit for the full season, I think he can compete with both Cancelo and Alexander Arnold. So the second defender on our team is Joe Cancelo. Cancelo scored 1 goal last season but had 19 clean sheets and 11 assists. So that's a very good return for a 7 million player. If you compare a 7 million defender with that upside and a 7 million midfielder, I think Cancelo provides more points than most 7 million midfielders we have in the game. The next player is a no-brainer, is Alexander Arnold from Liverpool. That Fulham fixture is very good. And last season, Alexander Arnold just got 2 goals and had 11, 12 assists and 18 clean sheets. So we select Alexander Arnold because of his crossing abilities, and also Alexander Arnold is on most set pieces, both corners and free kicks. And with the likes of Van Dijk in the box, he has a very good likelihood of providing an assist in most games. The next player on our list is Perisic. Perisic is selected because he is a midfielder who is playing in defense. So he's a midfielder who will be getting defensive points whenever Tottenham keeps a clean sheet. And also, since he'll be playing up on the pitch, he'll be in good positions in the opponent's box to provide assists most times. Trippier's selection is because of that Nottingham Forest fixture for Game Week 1. Trippier is mostly a differential. Most people are selecting the likes of Digne from Aston Villa, but I've decided to go with Trippier for Game Week 1 because of that Nottingham Forest fixture. And since Trippier is also on free kicks and corners, I think he has a high upside of providing assists also. The next player in midfield is Mohamed Salah. I don't need to talk much about Salah. He has been the FPL king in like the last 3 seasons. Also, Salah has scored in Game Week 1 for the past 3 seasons. And Salah's 23 goals and 14 assists last season. Those were unmatched since he was the top point scorer in FPL. Uh, Pedro Neto is selected because he's only 5.5 million. So, as you know, in FPL, you need to have cheap players also to enable you to have good premium players. So, Pedro Neto is an enabler in this squad, and Jimenez having been injured, I think Pedro Neto will play a big role in Wolves' season this season, in the first part of the season. Saka is selected because of his form in preseason, his link up with Gabriel Jesus, and also last season Saka was a really good FPL player. He scored 11 goals and provided 9 assists. So I think he'll perform better this season as he is maturing in the game. The next player is Gabriel Jesus. First of all, Gabriel Jesus is selected because he is owned by 71% of the game, which means whenever Gabriel Jesus performs and you don't have him on your squad, you'll automatically start dropping in rank massively. So Gabriel Jesus is here to maintain rank, and also his performance in preseason has been really good. So I think Gabriel Jesus is a good selection, and also Arsenal has good fixtures in the first 6 games. I think, yeah. The next player is Hurricane. Hurricane last season scored 11 goals and 17 assists, and that return is believed to be below performance for Hurricane because of his saga. He wanted to go to Man City, but that transfer did not materialize. So he started his season badly, and yet he still performed really well. If you look at his points at the end of the season, so I think this season I'm looking. I think Ken will have a 30 goals season if he start really good in August. On my bench, I have Ward. This is our Leicester goalkeeper. He is selected because Leicester have just sold Peter Schmeichel, so we might be having a 4.0 million goalkeeper playing this season. That's why I've selected Ward. Andres Pereira is a cheap midfielder. He's an enabler in this squad, so he'll be on most set pieces. And since Fulham have Mitrovic, I think Andreas will have a couple of assists this season. Da Silva is also an enabler. I don't expect him to play many minutes. I just put him to so that I can fill up my squad. Both Da Silva and Greenwood, I don't expect them to play many minutes. They're just holding places if in case cheap players start coming up as always in FPL. So that is my game week one squad. If you look at this squad in the FPL transfer planner, I think this is a very well balanced squad for the first couple of weeks. So this is game week one. If you go and look at game week two, so in game week two, I'm planning to transfer Hurricane out for Haaland. So if you look at this squad, there's no player with a red fixture. I think the player who will be having a hard fixture will be Perisic and James, who will be facing each other. So I think I'm set in game week two with just that one transfer of Hurricane to Haaland. Then if you go again in game week three, you look the whole team has green fixtures. The only player who will be having a tricky fixture will be Pedro Neto and Trippier. So in this game, I might be looking to move Trippier on to someone else who will be having a better fixture. So in game week three, if you look, Arsenal will be playing Bournemouth, so you can select Tomiyasu there. So I think this is a very balanced squad for the first, I think, 5 or 6 game weeks. Game week four also, if you look, I wouldn't have to do any transfers because the team will be well balanced. So yeah, I think this is a very good team for the first 5 or 6 game weeks. If you can use this tool, it's known as FPL Transfer Planner, to plan your transfers ahead so that you don't find your team in a single game week. You have many players having tricky fixtures. So thank you for watching. If you like this kind of content, please consider liking, subscribing, and sharing. Thank you very much.